Mic check. Oopsies. I did say on my community post I'd have a video ready for February and March, but it's now late March and I have not begun anything. I feel like this video would be more interesting than my album one. As like an aspiring filmmaker myself, not really a musician. I feel like I'm happy with my taste in music. I'm happy with my silly bug band and my silly fish band. When it comes to my film taste, I have no idea what I'm into yet. This list will 100% change. Um, I think the problem with my album video is that I've never really talked about what people are getting into with my recommendations. I'll definitely talk about more about these films. Um, because I can't really recommend something like La Casa Lobo without explaining exactly what you're getting into. I think that would be pretty funny. If you're into musicals, soaps, rom-coms, you'd love La Casa Lobo. You can for fully detailed reviews about these films. You've come to the wrong place. I haven't quite got the hang of video essays yet. They're briefly patient. So let's get started. With 1964. This would not come to surprise to anyone if you're somewhat familiar with some of my past videos. A Hard Day's Night, a very, very silly film with a very loose script. It's a film about the Beatles going on tour, um, and the film doesn't really have a storyline. And without Paul's grandfather, and ironically the most important character, there wouldn't be a storyline at all. Seriously, he creates like awful plot points. This film has horrendous acting, incredible soundtrack, endlessly charming. I adore this film. Now with 1965, we have The Sound of Music. This might be Help also came out this year, but I think this critically acclaimed masterpiece may have a little bit of an edge on that film. This film is really beautiful, um, and I rewatched it recently, and it's as good as I remember as it being as a child, maybe even better. It may be lacking George Harrison shirtless or an intermission of Ringo Starr jumping up and down on all fours. um, but it's fine, I guess. 1963, we have a good but bad and the ugly. Do I need to elaborate? 1967, Magical Mystery Tour. Not elaborating either. With 1968, it's got a good film now, Yellow Submarine. Like, what the hell is 2001: A Space Odyssey? This has the exact same charm as A Hard Day's Night. So much better than Hell to Magical Mystery Tour. The animation is so beautiful, with a slightly better soundtrack as well. First of all, well, um, I'm so glad that the horrendous looking computer animated remake got cancelled. That would have been terrible. I would love a remake, but just please keep the art style. I absolutely love the art style. On my desk right now, Paul is staring at me. These figures, these quite rare figures. I think I got this for like 40 euros. Same with got is Captain Fred his name? I think it's Captain Fred. Came with in a figure pack, and I obviously needed to get Paul and make him a rest. They're really expensive. It's like, oh, Paul just fell. Um, but still, I love these figures so much. A picture will be on screen. I love the really dumb, stupid jokes. I adore the dumb characters. I adore the exaggerated Liverpool accent, the vibrant colors, the psychedelic nonsense plot. The original songs are also really, really underrated, I think. I know the soundtrack has a lot of hype because it's basically just scrapped Magical Mystery Tour song, but it's fantastic. It's so good, especially It's All Too Much. I love It's All Too Much. I absolutely love it. Um, with 1969, we've got Funeral Parade of Roses. What the hell did I watch? Who knows? I loved it though. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're on to the 70s now. I'm not gonna lie, this is the decade I've seen the least of. Expect really basic picks or picks I struggle to talk about much. We're going starting off with 1970. I mean, what a shitty year. It was the first year without the Beatles. I think the whole world was too depressed to make any films this year. My pick for 1970 is a Swedish love story. It's a pretty sweet film. Interesting ending. I'm not so fond about the ending. 1971, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original whimsical, wonderful film, terrified me as a child. 1972 was Solaris. Am I pronouncing that right? I actually found this really cool director because I wanted to completely avoid watching The Godfather. I hate The Godfather. I shall never watch The Godfather. Um, you know, he burnt a house down twice for one take. Mad. Oh, hello, Planet. My cat wants something to do with me. Okay, 1973, we've got The Wicker Man. This could be like my absolute favorite horror film of all time. This is like such a masterpiece. No horror film has ever wrecked my head as close as like Black Mirror levels than this film. This is insanely good for its time. And oh, hello, hello. He's on my lap now. Um, and so insanely good for its time. It's so haunting, and of course, Americans tried to remake it and make it terrible. You know, it's going to be a quality film when the title sequence is in it's in papyrus. 1974 got Fantastic Planet, very silly French. Though a bit silly is the right word. Whimsical French stop motion film. 1955 got The Holy Grail, incredible shit posting from the 70s. 1976, Carrie, why not? 1977, Star Wars. No, I'm not calling it Episode 4 A New Hope. I'm not a nerd. 1978, the original Halloween. If only the series ended at the third film. 1979, the original Muppet movie. I should just do a completely separate video just on the Muppet series, like ranking up the Muppet films, so I can go more in depth because I absolutely love these guys so much. 1980, Empire Strikes Back. Fantastic, my favorite Star Wars film. If only that too ended on the third film. The Great Muppet Caper for 1981, probably my favorite Muppet film of all. No, I shouldn't say that. You guys will need to watch a Muppet ranked video, I think. Yeah, very, very hard choice for this year. Very hard. 1982. Very good year for films, but I think I'll go with the original Blade Runner. 1983 doesn't exactly count, but possibly Michigan. I don't want any honorable mentions of this video because I feel like short films. Uh, I don't really want any honorable mentions of this video, but I feel like this short film really needs a mention. 'Cause I know the entire script off by heart. It's fantastic. But yeah, a real winner is the stop motion Wind of the Willows film. 1984, Gremlins, one of my favorite Christmas films ever, maybe tied with Love Actually and Home Alone. Um, but also this year, I did rewatch the original Nightmare on Elm Street, way better than I actually remembered. Forgot how actually like good it was. Such a shame. It's such a shame I didn't the series didn't end after the third film. But I'm so glad about Wes Craven came back to do the finale. The finale was fantastic. 1985, Back to the Future. 86, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 87, Good Morning, Vietnam. Um, although this year I did what for 1987, I did wait, this doesn't seem right. Yeah, I did rewatch all the Timothy Dalton James Bond films. I did not know they were from the 80s. Wow. Um, they were surprisingly really good. Maybe the sequel I thought was a bit unnecessary. I thought the shot composition on every scene was really ugly, and I liked the sidekick so much of the first film that I was too sad to see her go. Interesting plot though. I wish they did that with a better James Bond film. 1988. Okay, the real winner for this year is My Neighbor Totoro, but I really want to show my love for the original Child's Play. It was the first ever horror film I watched, and I have so much nostalgia for this film. It's so interestingly made. The animatronics from 1988, I think, are immaculate. I think it's a very cute slasher film, and and I think most films of that genre are missing the charm of this film. Gonna be tied with a Wicker Man as my favorite horror film of all time. Okay, 1989. We have got Okay, I did say we're not allowed short films. Did I say that? Did I go over some rules at the beginning? I don't know. I recorded the intro on another day. Kind of forgot. You want to? So one of my rules was supposed to be I'm not allowed short films. This is an exception. I can't just not let this film win. This film is so special to me. I can't just leave it out. This film was just such a passion indie project animated across 6 years, and I just found that so incredibly inspiring. Even to the studio who owns this film series now, it's so incredibly important to their history. Even the original creator turned down his place at the studio many times. Just proves how independent this original project was. I'm obviously talking about 1989's A Grand Day Out. Not definitely not the best Wallace and Gromit film, but um, it's probably my favorite. It's so important to me growing up. Oh wait, someone has alarmed my cat. I hope my house isn't haunted. Um, even like okay, where I'm up to. It's so important to me growing up. I had the VHS and I watched it all the time over and over again. It got me into my favorite form of cinema and the best form of cinema, which is stop motion, making it an easy spot on my favorite film selection on my Letterboxd profile. That and I think the poster for Wrong Trousers sucks. Very good. Hello. I'm back. I don't know where I was up to. Okay. Well, on to the 90s now. The winner for the 90s, the film actually came out in 1989, but it didn't come out in Europe or the Americas until 1990. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. It at least came out in the UK a year after. That and also I just really wanted a Grand Day Out to have a win. So the winner is Kiki's Delivery Service. I'll definitely be making another whole other video ranking of the Ghibli films or Ghibli. I think it's pronounced Ghibli in Japan, but Ghibli over here. Who knows? Um, but yeah, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. I do think this is just such a beautiful film about maturity. Okay, 1991, A Brighter Summer Day. Um, it's a very long film. It's a very sweet film, but it's also very long. I think it's about 4 hours, but it's very, very good. 1992, A Muppet's Christmas Carol. Um, I should really just do a separate Muppet video. It will probably be on the end screen if I ever make one. 1993, this is Doubtfire. Uh, oops, my my cat has is fixated on something. I think my house is haunted. Um, Specifically the director's cut. It's so funny. This is probably my favorite Robin Williams film as well. 1994, insane year for cinema. But I might need to go with either Shallow Grave or Pulp Fiction. Still not quite sure. They're both incredible thrillers, dramas, thrillers, whatever. 1995, Whisper of a Heart. Again, guys need to wait for my Ghibli ranking video to hear my opinions. Um, and also it's a great time because the Ghibli AI thing is relevant. People defending Miyazaki of his opinions on AI. So that's really popular at the moment. 1996, Scream, really important film for the genre. I just really wish the sequels never existed. I think they're really missing the point of the original. 1997, oh lord, probably the hardest film, to, the hardest perfect film to recommend to people. This film is so intense. Obviously, the winner for this year is Perfect Blue. We'll just read some reviews for you. Imagine your card declines at therapy and they show you this. The poet mental health begins to spiral the moment she discovers the internet. Perfect Blue explained. Doesn't become a true psychological horror until your friend's parents are in the other room during the club scene. What? Girl, same. She's just like me for real. I'm logging off. This movie is basically what happens if the Truman Show and Hatsune Miku had a baby. To all my 17 followers on Letterboxd, please do not become my mysterious stalker figure that haunts me until I unta un ultimate ultimately split my sense of self and unable to perceive reality. Thanks, guys. I'm really dyslexic. I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. But oh my goodness, I would be so fucking afraid if I was an idol. This made me afraid. This made me afraid of men, and I'm a man. 8. There's another. Oh, girl. Oh, good. I'm so glad that Letterboxd created a whole new, fresh page for Booby. Hehe. Speaking of Truman Show as well, that's the winner for 1998. And for 1999, Notting Hill, maybe my favorite rom-com of all time, maybe tied with About Time. I'm still questioning if this is a 4.5 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5. For 2000, we've got Chicken Run. I think I also want to do my own Aardman video. I think that would be good. 2001, oh God, I'm struggling here. 2002, sadly, I can't do limited series in this list. Otherwise, I would have just yapped about how much I love Azumanga. In fact, now because of my own rules, I'm too upset to come up with a film for 2002. Just please watch Azumanga Daioh. 2003, Love Actually. 2004, Shaun of the Dead. 2005, Linda Linda Linda. 2006, I feel like this film doesn't get talked about in a lot, even though like the IP is just massive. It's very weird pick probably, but Animal Crossing the movie. I think it's so adorable. 2004, no, 2007, maybe my favorite film of all time, which is Hot Fuzz. I mean, what a perfect film. It gets more amazing the more you rewatch it. So much foreshadowing and such perfect sharp dialogue you won't notice within like, your first watches. You just need to watch it over and over again. But it just becomes more and more amazing. 2008, Wally. 2009, weirdly possibly the best year for stop motion. It's such a perfect year for that specific genre of animation. I mean, it's got Mary and Max and Panicu Village for some honorable mentions, but I must admit we have a tie here. These two films are just so believably perfect. I just can't pick one. Again, they're both they're both stop motion, both coincidentally British-based stop motion films, both including talking animals, both including immaculate soundtracks that really set the mood for the films perfectly. Obviously, I'm talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox and Coraline. I absolutely adore Coraline. I sure hope the creator hasn't done anything bad. Oh my god. Um, I think I'm gonna start off Fantastic Mr. Fox. Say this film is way too good, and I feel like us as a society do not deserve this film. What a masterpiece! Oh my god. Same goes to Coraline. Such immaculate animation. Do you know how they did the fog effect? It's dry eyes. How cool is that? Look at the textures. Look, the textures feel so real, and the exploration music. Holy shit. 2010, Submarine. There is a lot they missed out of the book, and thank goodness. The book is so intense. I much prefer the film adaptation of Oliver Tay over the book version. In the book, he's just like he's just a dickhead, but at least like but at least a very in-depth character. In the film, he's very straightforward and probably autistic. It's incredible how this film can have such like a perfect mix of comedy, bittersweet, and seriousness at times, as well as an extremely quotable lines. And I mean, for extremely quotable, like quote this film like on the daily. The film makes me cry every time. Not sure why. It just does. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, anyway, this film was a masterpiece, 5 stars. 2011, K-On! The movie. 2012, Pirates with an Adventure Scientist, or Band of Misfits. And why couldn't I just call the film Pirates? It's less confusing. 2013, like I mentioned earlier, About Time, one of my favorite rom-coms. 2014, A Grand Budapest Hotel, one of the most beautifully shot films ever made. This film never fails to surprise me, no matter how many times I rewatch it. Shaun of the Dead, no, don't Shaun of the Dead. 2015, Shaun the Sheep, the movie, quite different films. Another Aardman film, hell yes. Um, oh right, yeah, with Shaun of the Dead, I'm also Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors of all time, so I'm definitely want to do a video about him soon. But he has such a small filmography, it might not make for a great video. But at least if I know how to yap, which I hope I do, it could make for a good video because I don't think this video is all about films, but I've only mentioned Edgar Wright like twice. And that's not good enough. Like for how much I love that guy, I have not mentioned him nearly enough in a video purely about films. Um, for 2016, we got The Handmaiden. Only 2 years after The Grand Budapest Hotel, and another film I describe as being one of the most beautifully shot films ever made. Absolute masterpiece, absolute cinema. Everything about this film is perfect. 10 out of 10. Or 5 out of 5, whatever your rating system you want. Five big booms. Wakey Wakey Marmalade Time. 2017, Paddington 2. Never fails to make me cry, and I'm not sure why. The Paddington films are just so beautiful. It's very clear how much the creators care about cinema as well as the Paddington IP. We really don't want to ruin it. And I, what can I say? What hasn't already been said already about this film? It's so perfect. We don't deserve a Paddington films. We really don't. It's kind of sad how the first one didn't make the list because of Grand Budapest Hotel, but the first one is equally as good. So fantastic. Paddington to Peru is also incredible. It's just missing Sally Hawkins. What kind of bumps it down about half a star, but that's okay. What I like a flawless trilogy though. 2018. Christopher Robin. I must say, Polite British Bear is one of my favourite genre of characters. 2019. Okay, I don't know about the no tie rule anymore. Parasite and Jojo Rabbit are masterpieces. Jojo Rabbit is such an interesting film to talk about because there's so much hate surrounding this film, and I think you need to understand that the big guy is not actually him. Instead, Jojo's imaginary friend depicted by the media of what that country at the time betrayed him as. You can find, bad people if you filter reviews by lowest rated. Um, you can find very, very interesting bad people. I love the attention to detail in every scene. It's beautiful. 2020, The Voices in the Wind, I guess. I understand this wasn't a great year for cinema. I was there, obviously. I understand. Neither was 2021, aka 2020 Part 2. I'm just gonna say Squid Game for that. This video is falling apart. 2022, The House. I hear no one ever talk about this film, and it saddens me. It's so good. Stop motion is so beautiful. I don't care if it's the same metaphor across three stories. It's so amazing. The voice acting, the animation, everything about it is just so flawless. 2023. Okay, right. Nothing came out nothing that has came out this decade has quite blew me away like Hirokazu Koreeda's Monster did. There is nothing I want to add to this film in this review, this very tiny review. Um, I just want everyone to go out and watch it, no matter what your film taste is. Go in as blind as possible, because this film is a genuine masterpiece. Because even if I got a tiniest bit spoiled for me about this film, I would have been so upset. Just go in as blind as possible. It is it is a film. It is a film. It is fantastic. Masterpiece. Also, Barbie was incredible. Just saying. Time for my final film for 2024. 2024 is going to be like my favorite year for films this decade so far. We've got Vengeance Without, Substance, Paddington and Brewer. But out of all, I think my favorite is Adam Elliott's incredibly beautiful memoir, The Snail. You can see this is the same guy who did Mary and Max back in 2009, but you can see how his style has evolved. I think everyone should watch Mary and Max first before watching this, just so you can see how Adam Elliott can make such a beautiful film. Hello, I'm back in the future. I have a cold now. I'm not sure what actually happened to the audio, the actual footage. It's just kind of gone. Um, so I'm recording my outro now. My outro is gonna be my favorite review for the last film I mentioned, Memoir of a Snail. And here it is. Ignore ruined already. Two of my favorite quotes. Life only makes sense backwards, but we need to live it forwards. For the first time in my life, I feel older than I look, and I look like a testicle.